What is up, my dear friends and family? I'm Charmx, and today I'm going to be reacting to Surviving a Leech Attack by Brave Wilderness. Now, I've never been bitten by a leech, and hopefully I will never be bitten by a leech, because I'm not really sure what you're supposed to do if you are bitten by them. Like, are you supposed to rip them off, or are you supposed to put, like, salt on them? Or are you supposed to light a match and touch it? Because I think with ticks, you're supposed to light a match and then blow it out and then touch it or something. I don't know. There's like different things you're supposed to do for different like bugs and stuff that bite you and stuff. I don't know. But anyway, I hope you guys like this video. The original link's in the description. Make sure you guys go subscribe to Brave Wilderness if you haven't already. And with that being said, let's begin.
Now the best way to remove a leech is to just use the edge of your finger. And what I want to do is softly slide the anterior sucker off of the wound. And look at that leech. Oh, that one just popped off. Oop, and that one popped off too. Look at that. Well, they are done eating. Look at how big that leech is. It is full of blood, and look at the blood just pouring out of my hand at this point. Wow. That leech.
This is not what I expected. The title really doesn't lie. This is a leech attack. That is disgusting.
Which basically said, okay, I'm done eating. Back into the water with me. What you want to do is just gently slide your finger over the anterior sucker. There you go. Look at that. I got the leech to pop off, and then I can just pop the posterior sucker off and plop back into the water with that leech. Oh, there we go. Ooh, that one hurts. Look at that. You can see blood just seeping out. There's 4 of them right there. This is going to be the bloodiest spot. You guys ready?
This is like, what happened to the introduction? Normally he starts out the videos not like this, but like, you know, talking a little bit. But, you know, this one, it just dove into it.
1, 2.
It's so gross.
Well, there you have it. The final leech. You guys ready? Dinner's over, buddy. And it's all about the amount of anticoagulant that actually went into my hand. I may be bleeding for hours at this point.
Hours? That can't be, you know, good. If you're bleeding for hours, doesn't that mean you're losing like lots of blood? So you would need like a blood transfusion or something like that? You would need more blood because you might lose too much blood or something? This is one crazy way to start off a video.
Okay, so at this point I have pretty much done everything that we need to do with the leeches. As you can see, my hand is completely covered in blood and leeches. Look at that. It is literally like a shark attack scene.
Wait, what just happened? He just took them off. You just took them off and now they're back on you? Wait, so what just happened? Is this before you took them off?
That is crazy. Wow, that is a lot of blood. Welcome back, everyone. Okay, so today what we're gonna do is show you how to clean up a leech bite. Look at my arm. Totally gross, right?
That is brutal.
I must note up front that I am not a medical professional. If you were ever bitten by any animal, even something as simple as a leech, seek medical attention if you feel you need it. What I'm gonna show you today is the basic first aid for addressing a leech bite. I have 12 of them, so this is a little extreme. And as you can see, I am dripping blood absolutely everywhere. Now I have a
That is nuts. Like that. If any of you are watching this and you don't like blood, I recommend you don't watch it.
few simple things here with me. I brought out into the field: hydrogen peroxide, band-aids, wet wipes, and Neosporin. Oh, and because this is Dragon Tales, some Ninja Turtles band-aids.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Donatello.
You know it. I also have some paper towels and some water. Now, the first thing I'm gonna do is wash off some of this drying blood. There is so much blood all over my hands and arm, it's tough to see where the actual wounds are located.
Do leeches carry diseases? Because if so, I mean, why would you do this for a video? Because you could be putting yourself in danger. So do they carry diseases, and can you get them if they were to bite you? If not, then, you know, it's a lot better. But if they do, I don't know why you would have done this.
At this point, I have a lot of the residual blood cleaned off my hands and arm, but look at
It's
that,
still
you can see where
bleeding.
the exact bite zones are as the blood is continuing to bubble out. And my next step, gosh, it just won't stop, is to use basic wet ones. Now these are antibacterial, And what this will do from an initial first go is just kill any of the bacteria that is right on the surface.
Could you also use like vodka or some other kind of alcoholic drink? Some whiskey or something like that? Because I know, you know, those kind of strong drinks, which contain a lot of alcohol, they also can kill bacteria, right? So, could you technically use that if that's all you had?
Ah, that stings. And that's good. I want all the germs that came out of leeches, suckers, and
big they
saliva
are.
to begin to break down. Man, that's crazy. Look at that. Look at that one right there.
It just won't stop bleeding.
The next thing that I'm going to is hydrogen peroxide. I like hydrogen peroxide because it will actually break down the enzymes in the leech's saliva. It also fizzes and kills all the bacteria around the site of the wound.
The whole point of using the wet ones was to kill the bacteria, but if hydrogen peroxide does the exact same thing, why did you even bother with the wet ones?
Now, I have used hydrogen peroxide on every single wound that I've ever gotten when out in the wild. Knock on wood, so far I have never gotten an infection. So now I have antibacterial on there, as well as hydrogen peroxide, and it definitely seems that the bleeding has slowed down from the hydrogen peroxide.
Oh, wow.
So what we're gonna do is I'm gonna take little dabs of paper towel and stick them over each one of the bite sites. Now what the paper towel is doing is forcing the blood to stay in one spot, and that will ultimately help it coagulate and clot.
This is not what I was expecting from this video. I mean, right away, you know, it's straight into the leech attack, and there are like a crap load on his arms, and then his arm looks like it's something out of a horror movie, just covered in blood, and now he's just teaching us how to, like, you know, fix it. So yeah, this was not what I was expecting, but nonetheless, it is very interesting.
The bleeding has definitely slowed, and at this point, I think it's time to put on some Band-Aids. And because this is Dragon Tales, we're gonna use Ninja Turtle Band-Aids. Look at that, Raphael, the red one. Perfect for all this blood. All right, here we go.
After you're done recording these videos and your arm's like all bloody and that, if you have to go into a store to buy something, what do the people say to you? You walk in there with your arm looking like, you know, something out of a horror movie just covered in blood. I would love to see some of the reactions of people that have to witness that.
I'm just going to pop that Band-Aid right there over the bite. I'm sure you were thinking to yourself, are those tiny little Band-Aids really going to stop all that bleeding?
That's what I'm thinking.
No, they aren't. Well, guys, I tried to make the Ninja Turtle Band-Aids work, but unfortunately, the bleeding just is not stopping. So we're gonna have to go to plan B, which is using gauze and medical tape. Here's how you do this. Now, in a normal situation, if you had been bitten by a single leech, Neosporin and Band-Aids should do the trick. Again, keep in mind that my arm was in that container with leeches for over 20 minutes.
20 minutes? Why? Why 20 minutes? I mean, that's like going all out. Why not just like 5 minutes or 2 minutes?
So these bites are pretty massive. All right, so what I'm gonna do with this gauze is make a compress. And this will be a temporary barrier until the bleeding stops enough for me to put on the Band-Aids. I'm gonna wrap my whole hand real tight. Now, the tighter I make this, the better it's gonna be. Now, you'll notice that the bite up here has stopped, and the one on the underarm also has stopped. So that will be a perfect spot for a Ninja Turtle Band-Aid.
Why have those ones stopped and the other ones kept bleeding?
Look at that. All right, well, at this point, I am pretty well bandaged up. Now, I do want to keep an eye on these bites for the next 24 hours to make sure that no sort of infection is forming. But I think ultimately, I'm going to be just fine. I'm Coyote Peterson. Be brave. Stay wild. Don't get eaten alive by leeches. We'll see you on the next adventure.
You're too wild, Coyote. You're too wild. Like, I think there's a limit of how wild you should be. And sticking your hand in a tank with leeches for 20 minutes, you know, is pushing that line. Anyway, guys, I hope you liked this video. I wasn't really sure what to expect when getting into this, but yeah, it got crazy. I mean, it started off wild with freaking leeches everywhere, and then he took them off and his arm was bleeding like like crazy. I don't think I've ever seen that much blood in like, you know, a real life video. I've seen some crazy, you know, blood in like movies, but in like a real life video, not that much. So yeah, that was interesting. And then he showed us how to clean it, which, you know, I wasn't really expecting that either. So it's been quite a wild video, and I hope you guys did like it. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up, possibly share it with a friend if you're new, and subscribe and join the family today. And yeah, with that being said, I'll see you guys next time. Boop.